What's up, family? It's Memorial Day weekend, the Sunday before Memorial Day, and I just got word of LeBron James. He's got this podcast with Hall of Famer Steve Nash, and he's calling out old head veterans. He doesn't like how they saying we can't be friends on the court and things like that. And he said you can look at old pictures of them in the finals and they next to each other smiling. And so LeBron is really, and Steve Nash agreed with him. Steve is 51. He had a birthday earlier this year. I think it's in February. And so, he's over 50. LeBron is turning 41 this year. They're 10 years apart. And he's got this thing about the old heads, I guess, because they keep criticizing him about picking teams that he's went to and how they got I think it's the Banana Boat Crew. Is him, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, whatever. They just don't like how this group is so friendly with each other, whereas they said, hey, we wanted to beat each other in competition. We weren't hanging out like that. And so LeBron is voicing his frustration again on this podcast with Steve Nash. I think Steve Nash only agreed with him because, for views and clicks. But whatever the case may be, he really is tired of what he calls old heads giving him, a hard time based on how he operates and is friends with, his buddies on the court. Versus, you go back to the 1980s and, it was a tussle. Nobody was smiling with each other. LeBron says there's pictures in the finals of them smiling. You could probably find that, but they do say the atmosphere in the NBA was a lot tougher, much rougher, and LeBron just keeps, since he's come along, everybody's buddy, and he gets called out about that. He didn't say which old heads in particular. I think Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal have actually called LeBron out on this being too friendly. So LeBron is really, upset about this, and he doesn't like it. I put it in the thumbnail. That's old head on the left, Michael Jordan, and I guess middle-aged head, LeBron James on the right, I guess. It's got him with the full black hair, but you can see him bald sometimes and where he's thinning. Maybe he dyes it. So it gave him, the younger LeBron hairstyle. Michael's been bald headed forever, but that's the old head on the left in the thumbnail, Michael. And I guess you can say middle-aged head. LeBron was born 84, so this is year 41 for him. And Michael was born 1963. His birthday passed. He's 62. So we've got a 21-year difference right here in my thumbnail. But that's the old head looking at the middle-aged head in the thumbnail, basically saying, why you upset at the old heads for telling you to not be so friendly and buddy-buddy with the competition? We didn't do that. LeBron is saying, hey, we can see pictures of older players in the NBA Finals, and they're smiling with each other. If you watch the podcast with him and Steve Nash, so he's like, let's, give him a break, he said. Let's be real, So, I guess there's a balance there. I don't even think it's so much because of LeBron being friends with who he's friends with. It's just the whole jumping to different teams. They felt like he's chasing championship rings, maybe, where he wants to play with these other players, the Dwayne Wade, the Chris Bosh, things like that, Anthony Davis, versus these guys not just teaming up like they did. And if they did become a team, it's the front office, general manager just trying to build and, make them a success. So, they traded to get what they need. It wasn't people calling each other and meeting up during the summer saying, hey, let's play together like we on the playground. So it's two different back and forths with old heads and, like I said, in LeBron James' case, middle-aged head. I don't know what the actual younger head is, like an Anthony Edwards. Well, Minnesota would say he's 23, I think. Ant-Man is Anthony Edwards. And so It's really just LeBron at this point and the actual old heads, guys that's over 50, over 60. Charles is over 60. Shaq is not too far from 60. So that's where we at with it. What do you guys think? I guess it's not that serious. And maybe it would be a bigger deal if the season was still going on, but we're in the conference finals now, East and West. So just a little Memorial Day weekend fun with the video. Everybody enjoy your holiday weekend. Eat your barbecue. Watch some basketball. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Is LeBron jealous of the old heads? Are the old heads right in telling him he needs to stop being so buddy-buddy? And are you LeBron side in this and saying that the old heads are being ironic? They were friends too. Steve Nash agreeing with him. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about LeBron's comments about the old heads and him just being tired of them saying that he's too friendly with his competition. Like, share, and subscribe. Send any videos you want me to review or topics you want me to discuss to my YouTube email. That's cregier.mj@gmail.com. CREGIER.MJ. Yes, MJ. Not that one, my initials. @gmail.com. It will also be down in the description of the video as well. The channel is Facts or Feelings. Subscribe to the channel. It's all one word, no spaces, Facts or Feelings. Put that in the YouTube search and my channel comes right up. I'm out.